Hi guys, well welcome back to Allotment Diggers. Hey, what a week. It's not been good down here on the allotments. Earlier on in the week we had that storm Irma come rushing in. 40, 50, even 60 mile an hour gusts of winds at this place. Fortunately for me and my brother we got away with it. There's a few casualties, there's a few people with these plastic greenhouses. They got ripped to shreds, one or two of them, and there's a few panes of glass out here and there, but yeah, we got away with it pretty much. I was expecting to come down and see complete devastation. Storm kicked in around about 7 in the evening and it dissipated around about 3-4 o'clock in the morning. So you know, I mean, I stepped out the front door to put some cans into the bin, and blow me, I got blew off my feet. It was that strong. So, and I've got a 50-foot tree in the back garden there which was almost bent double. So yeah, it was one of them. There's a few casualties around the country. I hear Sean, well I was actually on Sean's Facebook, and someone had reported that his shed had blown, his roof had blown off, but I would text him with Nigel Muddy Boots, and he'd tell me his roof was okay when he got there, so that was fortunate. And he sent me a little video, and it was of my old mate Alan Jackson, and bloody hell, he got away with it. He could have been in his shed. An old tree had actually crashed down onto his shed and completely destroyed it. I feel really sorry for him, I really do. Just when he was teams at the top of the table and everything like that, and then someone goes and does that to you. Unbelievable. Anyway, like I say, you can rebuild a shed, but you can't rebuild your life after a tree's landed on you. And where he would normally sit, there's a branch right through the back of the chair. I dread to think what could have happened, but what should have happened was the people who's responsible for it should have removed the tree years ago. So I think there's answers to be had there. Anyway, yeah, like I say, it was absolutely terrible. So I got down here, I was checking the structures, my greenhouses and what have you, so the doors were open, so I thought, let's do a bit of a walk around and show you all the spring bulbs coming up. Yes, spring bulbs, they're not usually start coming up until just after Christmas, but nope, they're all up. Some of them are 3-4 inches high. The planters are come to life. So I thought I'd take you on a whirlwind tour of the plot and show you around. And also while we're there, I want to show you these planters. I couldn't believe how much I paid for them and how much they actually are. In fact, let me take you on the tour now, and we'll fly around the allotments and show you what the plot looks like. Okay, let's crack on. I've come down to see how the allotments survived them nasty winds last night. That flag, I'm surprised is still there. Their gust was up to 50-60 mile an hour. It was hammered the bloody place last night. But yeah, it's really calm now. The storm which hit the place was only going to last about 6 hours, and that's what it did do. But it brought a lot of rain to everywhere and a lot of misery to a lot of other people. But me, I think we've got away with it, guys. So I'm going to take you around the plot now and show you. Like I say, we've got it's about 7 mile an hour southerly wind. Temperature's about 8 degrees, but in that wind it feels like about 4 or 5. It's quite warm actually, with this southerly wind's blowing warm air in from the south. Thought we'd start off in the greenhouse here and just have a quick look in here. I put some onions in here. They're just starting to come up now, but what I want to come in here and have a look at is the broad beans, and there's a little bit of frostbite on that one there. These ones, well, these are my backups. These I planted them. Or was it yesterday or the day before? The day before I planted them. So these are the backups. We always do backups. Never put all his eggs in one basket. Then my low quat there. That's doing all right. And well, you can't really see, but you can see we got a few potatoes in there. All them ones up that end have all died back. That's with the frost, but yeah, the fleece over them. All this will be tight. All these canes will be coming out of here shortly, and all I need is a couple of pound of spuds. That's what we're after. That was the target for Christmas dinner. A couple of pound of spuds. You can see the fleece there just protecting them. It's a bit untidy in here, but this will all get tidied out. Once all these are out here, we'll clean the greenhouse up and then make it nice and spick and span. And we'll do a bit of pruning here on the grapevine as well. There's Manny. He's been there for years. Hey, let's have a look at temperature. What's it got down to? 28 degrees. That's how cold it was last night. 61. So it's been pretty bloody cold. Anyway, let's come out here and well, we'll start over here. Have a look, see what's been happening. I've got to take all these dead leaves off these strawberries. That's a job. Look at all these spring flowers coming up here. You got crocuses there. You got bloody daffodils coming. Every inch is covered with them. I mean, if you look down here, every couple of inches you've got them coming up everywhere. So I was going to transplant that bush into this spot here where them canes are, but look how many bloody bulbs have come up there. So that's why I haven't put them in yet. Why I haven't transplant. I will transplant it over later, probably the middle of next month. I'll just transplant it over, and I have to take some of them bulbs out, unfortunately, right in the centre there where that cane is. The sedum, well, that's all died back, but right at the very base there is the fresh growth, so that's why I've left all these stems in for the time being, just to protect them. There are a couple of poppies there. They come back. They've been there for about 8 years. I'm surprised they're still alive, to be quite honest with you. In these beds here, bulbs are just starting to push through now. Here, if you just move the soil, you can just start to see them coming up here. Just push that back. Bloody weed there. I don't know. But in these beds all along here, you can just start seeing them just start to poke out. I don't know, the camera's picking them up. Along the borders here, right along the back, you got daffodils, and all these pots are coming alive as well. These pots, well, not much happening. Well, I'm saying that, not much happening. How the bloody hell did that? These lupins, they get everywhere. I thought I killed every one of them. Nope, bloody lupin. It's managed to get past me, so I'm going to leave it. Again, crocuses. There's a load of crocuses over here. There's all different ones. Have a quick poke over here. Crocuses coming up all along here, different crocuses. These have all got plants, more crocuses there. Daffodils, tulips. We piled a load of daffodils into that. That's one of them little, what do you call them, box edges things. It's been in that bucket forever. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I've got to be careful where I'm standing here, because in a bit you'll be seeing daffodils coming up along here where the trees are, so I've got to be very careful. Anyway, let's have more crocuses. Let's go in this greenhouse. Right, so let's have a look at the garlic. Well, the germador, that one's coming up there, so that's 100% there. Bloody weed, get out of it. That's a bit, I don't know, that one's coming up. No, out of the germador, 23 out of 20, is it 23? Hang on, how many's in there? 5 out of 30. These 29 come up. In that one there, these 26 come up. That's the Firmador, and the Marco, that's 100% over there. Still got to do something with these currant trees. These are red currants, by the way. They'll be okay for the time being. Over here, Well, this is all the porcelain white, and they've probably got about 90% of them all started to come up in these ones here. This, believe it or not, is going to be for rearing chickens on. It's a little, I think it's a rabbit hutch or something. What was someone give me, a mate of mine on the allotments, and I'm going to be rearing some young chickens in this. So that's why it's in here at the moment, and I'm not done out with it. All this here, once all these are all out, all the greenhouse is going to get cleaned up. 27.3, that's what it's got down to in here. So these are getting an hard frost. That's the main thing. They are getting the cold which they need to split. So that's all the garlic in here. In them 2 buckets there is a comfrey tea and a full to the top. I've got a problem. Let's just move out here. I was going to do it. I was going to empty it. I've got another but up there. I'm going to drain the rest of this into it, and then I can sort the you can see the tables ready for going here, so I've got to be careful. I'll take everything off it and I'll redo it. Although saying that, I have got a new table in the shed, that little shed there. We've been clearing the shed out. The stuff what's in there is unbelievable. It's been taking me forever to do, and we're almost there. I have noticed all the elephant garlic, every one of them have come up, and without Nick, that's Nick's allotments, and Nigel, we won't have any of that. There's some onions coming up there. The shallots are coming up inside there. Here, my girls, they've got the feathers back. It was like an abattoir in there. That one there is an over brown. The black one is a road rock, and come on, you little buggers. Oh, where are you? I can't see the road. They're all Rhode Island Reds are not stupid. They're all being inside the coop here. But yeah, they've all got the feathers back on them. It was like an abattoir in there. All the feeders are full. Everything's honky dory there. Our kid's still not picked these, took these over onto his plot. He's better do something. These ones here, I'm going to keep them. I've given him these freebie twos. But the shed, well, we've got most of the stuff out of it. This, I've got to pump the wheels up. I'm going to be turning this in for my wood chip. Rather than taking 10 barrows, I'll be at 2 trips to get me 10 barrows worth of wood chip in them. And something was given. We just need to pump the tyres up. I've got a burning bin there. Inside that is a metal frame, which I might try to grow some of them giant what they call them, carrots, what everybody tries to grow. Got lots of scaffolding boards there. More paving stones down there. So this is me catch-all where I keep all my goodies. People need out, and they ask me nicely, I'll give them. And yeah, look at the rhubarb here, that's doing well. Around about February we'll be having rhubarb crumble. But we cleared so we can walk right down here now, but I'm not going to walk right down there, because I'm going to come back this way. Why struggle when you can walk? Bloody Fox has been having a bit of a party there. As you can see there, we've got more crocuses coming up. In them 2 buckets there, I've not seen these 2 of them elephant garlic. I had two what would look odd where they were, and I put them in them buckets there, so I've not seen them come up yet. These buckets need sorting out. These have got the dahlias in. I've not even took the soil out of them. I've not had the time to do it, but they should be okay. They should be covered up. They'll be fine. And we're going to put them into the greenhouse once all the garlic's gone. A few collies there, cabbages. There's a few Brussels sprouts. They're not doing very well. This Brussels sprouts, but they're only small. We started them off too late, really. Yes, it's still there, guys. It's still there. Potatoes. Look at the bloody potatoes growing here in the buckets. I need to sort them out as well. We had done a couple of reveals just recently. Had some nice potatoes out of there. Next door neighbour's just got himself a greenhouse. these stratum self-blanching celery. We're going to be having some of these in a bit. There's a few bit of deadlies, but hang on, try to get the bloody things. If you look inside there, guys, look at, oh, come on, make it easy. Look at them, they look brilliant, them. So then, I'll be taking a few of these for my celery soup. They look a bit yellow, don't worry, don't let that put you off. The rest of them, they're perfectly fine. Once these are out, that soil and what have you just gets spread out over here. Onions are doing well over there. And this is celeriac, that's doing okay. That's starting to thicken out. Won't get none of that until round about March, April. I mean, it's pretty tough, but it takes a long time for it to grow. I can start seeing my snowdrops are really starting to come up now. Give it a couple of weeks, they'll be everywhere along there. Again, these beds here, you just start to see the bulbs, the daffodils coming all the way along here. You can see the planters. You know, these planters, I was absolutely gobsmacked when I found out how much they cost. Are you ready for this? Have a look at this. Wood barrels that I've got down my allotments there, they're 15 quid each. I've got 10 of them. £10, £15 for one of them. Crazy. 15 quid for them each. I think I paid £1 each for them. I think I paid about a tenner for 10 of them. So there's 150 quid's worth of planters there. I say, the guy what comes on the car boot, I've been looking for him. Next time I see him, he had a load of these. I'm going to buy the bloody lot of them. Bargain. If you look down here, and you start to move some of the, yeah, you see what's happening there. If you look down there, you can just start to see them coming up now, just poking through. This is horse manure, this. Yeah, look at them here, all here. But this whole place is just covered in them. And same with this bed here, all round the edges, you start seeing tulips. In fact, if you look down here, you can just start seeing coming up now. There, you can just see them coming up. You only have to move the ground slightly. And there they are, they're everywhere. The sedum, well, we've left that on just to protect the centres there. If you look down there, you can see the centre, so that's just protecting it, really. This bed, not so much going on in this bed, but there is hundreds of gladiolas all the way along the borders, all the way around. We've left the dahlias in, so they come back next year, that's fine. We've covered over with horse manure to protect them. All depends on if it's cold enough, if it's frosty enough. In this bed here, you're going to start to see some just poking through there. This will start to come alive shortly. There'll be absolutely hundreds of tulips and daffodils and crocuses and irises coming up. Again, more irises in these hanging baskets. Another one there. We need to do something with that thyme there. This here, this is a casualty. Oh, little, is that a sparrow? Oh, it's a sparrow. I thought it was a dunnet then. But this is a golden delicious apple. And, well, it's snapped. That's where it snaps there. Anyway, this is the new growth. And hopefully we'll might get some apples off it this year, fingers crossed. The rose there, that looks okay. I think that'd take that. We got the other one over here. So yeah, that's what the plot looks like, guys. Bloody birds there, they keep pecking down the edge of the boards. All I've got to do now is go and kick the bloody the wood chip back. So that's what I'm going to do. Anyway, there you go. It's we did survive the weather. We did survive that vicious wind and rain what we had last night. 50 mile an hour gusts at this place. It was incredible.
but we're still here.
So, what do you think of that? I can't believe the spring bulbs are so well developed so soon. If it snows, it won't cause them any damage, but you know, it's concerning that they're about 5 weeks more advanced than they should be. But then again, I suppose you can put that down to global, warming. It's very noisy today. We've got a slight breeze coming from the south, and it's blowing some warmer air up. It's not too cold, but when the wind does pick up, you can feel it. Humidity here today is about 83%. It's, you know, chance of rain's 100%. It was raining earlier. But the sun's out now. You see here in Salford you can get 4 seasons in a day, and I've seen it. I've seen 4 seasons in a day on here. We already had 2 this morning, and now the sun's come out. It's absolutely it's crazy weather we're having. But yeah, them planters, could you believe how much I paid £1 each for them? 10 of them I got, and well, you've seen the price there, £15 each. So when I'm on that car boot on Sunday, if that guy's still there with his van, he comes every other week, and he has loads of them, I'm going to buy all the bloody lot of them. They're worthy of going in my front garden at that price. But all these planters, all the ones in here, they're all like you see all the bulbs coming up now. They're all coming up as we actually speak. So yeah, I couldn't believe it. So much they were, 15 quid, crazy money. Anyway, we've been at the back of the allotments in that shed again. We took a load more rubbish up to it. Well, and I say rubbish, my kind of rubbish isn't really rubbish, but it's just stuff that I've ordered what I don't need, and no one wanted it. So anyway, we took it up to it. I was going to go to Cobden Street tip, but I ended up going to Lum's Lane tip. Anyway, we dumped all the rubbish what we had, and coming back we picked up another load of rubbish. Let me show you the rubbish that I picked up, guys.
These are them 25 and 20 litre buckets I found on Lum's Lane. Like I said, there's 25 of them there. These are what they look like. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, what do you want for nothing? Absolutely perfect. I'll be growing some Crimson Crush in these, I think, this year. Or next year even. Well, there you go. I tripped at tip and I brought more rubbish back. How about that?
Yeah, 25 20 litre buckets. As I was saying there, the scallies helped me out again. It must be a spot where all the scallies who grow the drugs dump all the pots and the compost. And it's not the first time I've actually picked up a load of pots from there. There was a load of compost. I didn't take that, but a friend of mine, I was talking, I got back and he seen me with these pots. He said, oh, they're all right, Mark, aren't they? He says, yeah, I just got them off Lum's Lane. So there's a load of Anyway, I told him where it was. He went down with his van, one of these big white rubble sacks, put it all in there, brought it back. It's all in his compost bin. So we both did all right out of that. I didn't need any more compost, but yeah, thanks to the scallies, we got 25 20 litre pots there for nothing. I'm going to be growing them Crimson Crush in them this year. Although saying that, I've got to get myself some seeds. Now there's going to be a bit of fun. Where do I get the seeds from? Now Nigel Muddy Boots grew them this year, and he's had a cracking harvest of them. And I thought, well, they're blight resistant, and the results he's had are absolutely stunning. So if he's not put pixie dust into the ground when he actually planted his tomatoes, he might be cheating. But I'm going to give it a go next year. So I'll be getting me some of them, and I'll be growing them in the pots, not into the ground, because I like to move things around, and if they're in the pots, it's easy for me to do it. Anyway, that was what the plot looked like, and we're in Bolton, in Eccles the other day, and well, the bridge was closed, and would you believe it, there was a big ship coming up the old Ali Ali O. Now it's very rare you see these ships. and it's very rare to see anything on the old Alley-Alley-O. We're talking the Ship Canal here, Manchester Ship Canal. Anyway, I'm just coming out of B&Q, and the swing bridge has swung right into the middle of the Ship Canal, and we've actually got, there's another bridge about 50 yards up. It's a canal bridge. It's the only one of its kind in the UK that it's the only one that works as well. I think it might even be the only one working in the entire world. And well, that's swung round. I've not videoed that, but what I did do was video this ship going up the Alley-O, and you see the swing bridge swinging back, but I'll actually get a couple of shots of that the canal bridge, because like I say, it's one of a kind, it is. Anyway, have a look at this little clip I'm going to show you now. You're going to see a ship going up the Bridgewater.
Well, you join me waiting to cross the Bridgewater Canal in Eccles. We've got a swing bridge there, which is obviously the motor, the car bridge, but 40 feet to the right of me we've got a canal bridge which also swings, and what we're doing, we're waiting for the boat to come up the canal, and I can just see it starting to come past now. Well, I can see the mast anyway. Here it comes. We don't see many of them coming up the canal these days. Very rare that you see them coming all the way into Manchester. The Atlow Clan. There you go, nice green boat. It's quite a long one as well. Absolutely amazing, amazing pictures. Yeah, the swing bridge swings right the way around in the centre of the canal, and like I say, we've got the only swinging canal bridge in, I think, the UK. In fact, actually, it might be the world, if I'm not mistaken. Here in Eccles. There's the boat. How awesome's that? I'm really chuffed with that. Like I say, I spent 10 minutes here waiting for the boat to pass, and absolutely awesome. So there it is. That's heading up to Liverpool now. It's amazing. Now you can see the swing bridge starting to swing back into position. The canal swinging bridge, that'll be doing the same thing as well, so the boats can go across the Ship Canal. It's pretty awesome. Bit of engineering as well. The bridge could do with a lick of paint, unfortunately. But as you can see, it works perfectly. Look at that. You can see it swinging round now. Yeah, that bridge probably swings round about, I'd say, about 8 or 9 times a week. Years ago, go about 30-40 years ago, and the bridge would be swinging around every 20 minutes. Sometimes the bridge would be open all bloody day, but you know, for boats to come up and down. But it's very rare now you see a boat, and that boat there you've just seen, it's pretty awesome. There we go, the bridge is almost swung into position. There is another bridge a bit further up which collapsed, a brand new bridge, and it collapsed, and yeah, cut the canal off for about 12 months. It cost Manchester, well, the Salford Council, and I'm not too sure the Oldens, some Oldens who own the actual land, was compensation was rife. It could be, like I say, it cut the boats off from getting up the canal. There you go, it's all closed up, all locked up almost. The gates will be coming up any moment, so that's where the video ends. But yeah, that's the swing bridge in action in Eccles. So that, what you just saw there, is a very rare occurrence. It probably happens maybe once every other week, and 50 years ago you get
300 of them boats going up the canal and docking in Salford Quays. It was a very busy port, Salford, earlier on in history, but since the tunnel and it being easier to load in Liverpool and what have you, it doesn't get used as much, the canal anymore. But that big ship there had to navigate several locks before it gets to Liverpool. It was heading back towards Liverpool. It had already been up through the bridges, docked a bit further up the road, and unloaded its stuff, and then it's headed off back out to sea. Anyway guys, that's it for this one. If I don't see you before Christmas Day, all the best, and bye for now.